One of the biggest problems of running in the 21st century is figuring out a comfortable way to carry your phone on your run. It's a problem that I've been trying to solve for many months after my good old iPod Touch died a couple years ago. I've tried many options that I want to share with you because some of them had their benefits and some others were really impractical. But in the end, I found what I think is the perfect solution. When my iPod Nano died a couple years ago, I searched the entire internet for a replacement that I could take with me on my runs, because Apple discontinued it and it had a really clever design. It was small and you could clip it right into your shorts. I tried a few different brands, but they weren't as good, and at a certain point I had to accept that we had now entered the era of running with your smartphone. Now, we all know people, the older generation, who you can just hear saying, "Can you guys never get off your phone for one moment?" And personally, I take my phone with me on my runs to listen to music or to podcasts, and because I own a cheap drone that can only be controlled by phone, so that's why you will always see me carrying my phone in my hand on my drone images. But there are various other reasons why people do it. Not everyone has a watch with a GPS on it, so they need their phones to record their runs. It can also be useful in case of an emergency or if you get lost. And last but not least, women often carry it with them for safety reasons. So for many people, a smartphone is indispensable while running. But how do you take that enormous thing with you? I've tried a lot of options, not all of which I will go into because they're just too impractical. For example, I know of people who just hold their phone in their hand while running, and women who put it in their sports bra. I myself have tried sticking it under the waistband of my tights, but that just doesn't work. It keeps slipping down. However, there are a few serious options. One accessory that you see quite often is the running armband. It's just a band that is strapped to your arm, and it's often possible to use the touchscreen through the cover, but how well that actually works can vary a lot. If you're buying one, you should make sure that your phone will fit into the holder, obviously, and that it's water resistant and sweat proof. However, I found running armbands to be impractical. They're uncomfortable, they keep slipping down if you have skinny arms, which many runners do, and they're just too big. So for me, running armbands are definitely a no-go. Then you have the running belt, often used by runners for long runs. It has more space than the armband, so you can tuck in some energy gels or a wallet or whatever you like. I found this to be a reasonably good option to carry my phone with me on my runs. Downsides are that it still feels a bit big and I don't like all that extra weight on my waist. And it can be a real struggle to get your phone out while running, then maybe switch to a different podcast and then put it back. So for me it's still not ideal. And the same goes for running vests, which I don't have with me right now, but they're also just a bit too much for a normal run. If you happen to be a cyclist as well and have some cycling shirts laying around, use these. They have pockets in which your smartphone easily fits. A downside can be that it can bounce a bit, but that depends on the shirt and on your running style, so just try it out. And then finally my personal favorite, which seems really obvious but I discovered it way too late: buy tights or shorts with pockets. I'd been using this long tight for years before I found out it had a special place to carry your phone, and they are produced more and more and they basically solve the entire problem. I do have a few tips though. One is that you need to take your phone case off, otherwise it will not fit, and in case of long tights you should really tie the strings because your tights will slip down if you don't. And most importantly, if you buy shorts, they have to be tight. Don't buy the so-called track shorts, the ones that are wider, because if they have pockets your phone will just bounce up and down. Buy tight shorts, the compression ones, if you want to take your phone with you, and you will not regret it. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Of course, the best way to carry your phone is often a matter of personal preference, but I think that for most people nothing can top running shorts or running tights with good pockets. Thanks for watching and see you next week.